What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the greatest gaming podcast on the internet, the One Up Gamescast. I'm one of your hosts, Carl Sinclair, joined as always by my brother from another mother, the man with the plan, Master Chief in the streets, Master Cheeks in the sheets. Jack Gibb, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing very, very well, thank you. For many reasons, but one is I've just remembered the Concord beta is on PC. So I'm going to give that a crack on there to see how it goes.
True. Oh, mate, you're going to fry now, you know. You're going to take, what's the sniper character's name? Vale? You're going to take Vale and just be cracked?
Does that sound right? Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. We're going to talk about Concord. That's the topic of the show this week. We're going to talk about Concord last week and then what we're excited for going into Open. But there are a few things we need to get out of the way first. So last week was so bad. It was such a sad news week, you know. Apex shit in the bed and there's a whole bunch of bad shit going on with Game Pass. This week, we have got nothing but good news. We have absolutely amazing news. And then we have just a nice little surprise that happened. And then we can get into the topic of the show. Okay? So, do you want to talk about the nice little surprise first? Or you want to talk about probably the best news we've gotten this year?
Let's save the surprise, because I can't even remember what it was. Or if you even told me. So, let's save that.
Okay, so the best news we've gotten this year. Today, it was announced that the Halo TV series has been cancelled at Paramount. And, I mean, yeah, I'm not surprised. Press Start has an article up. I'm just going to read what Press Start has up just because, I've got some thoughts. It's going to be great. But yeah, basically, the show, which premiered in 2022 and streamed its second season earlier this year, starring Pablo Schreiber in the iconic lead role as Master Chief, has been cancelled. Paramount Plus can confirm that, quote, Halo will not be moving forward with a third season on the service, the company said in a statement shared by Variety. We are extremely proud of this ambitious series and would like to thank our partners at Xbox, 343 Industries, and Amblin Television, along with showrunner and executive producer David Weiner, he's a wiener, his fellow executive producers and cast led by Pablo Schreiber as Master Chief, and the amazing crew for their outstanding work. We wish everyone the best going forward. In its report, Variety cites an individual with knowledge of the situation who claims that Xbox, Amblin TV, and 343 Industries will attempt to get the series picked up by another network, a move which Paramount Plus reportedly supports. It won't. So, no, this show only survives now if Xbox basically bankroll the whole thing, and they won't. They won't. They won't. Not with all the rumors about what's going on with 343 at the moment. I can't see them bankrolling a Halo TV show when a lot of the people, you know, behind it are from 343. Like, mate, how you feeling, man? How you doing? Like, you are the Master Chief, man. You are going to be the one thing that will remind people of the show going forward, because I refer to you as Master Cheeks every week now. So when people hear Master Cheeks, they're going to go, oh, the Halo show from years ago. That's crazy that someone still remembers that. And people are going to think it was your favorite show. So I'm sorry that I've done that to you, but it is part of the thing every week, you know.
I guess I'm part of the problem.
You're not part of the problem. I was part of the problem. I never sure watched season 2, and it might have got cancelled earlier. You know what I mean? That's my fault. I think you should watch season 2 though, just so you know why it was cancelled. Because season 2 is rough.
Well, I do want to. I'm more so waiting for another show to wrap up. Or maybe it's already passed actually, but the season it was on to make Paramount Plus worth the month. But anyway, it just sucks because it's like
the show.
Yeah, it sucks, but the situation.
And the situation.
It all sucks. Look, I'm not even mad. You know what I mean? Because I'm mad that it existed in the form it existed. The fact that it's been cancelled, I think, is probably a good thing. You know, like it's probably a somewhat healthy thing, because 343 can't really get much right, and they just need to, like, we've just said this on the podcast many times, right? They just need to roll it back, prove they can make a small Halo game, you know, ODST, something of that nature. Prove they can do it, and then they get the license to do the you know, the extra fancy big stuff. And like the TV show, like they haven't made anything yet that's been like what the fans want and all agree on. And I know that's hard. I'm not trying to pretend like that would be necessarily easy, but like a few times we've had this conversation, you've just like randomly thought of an idea that was way cooler than anything they've fucking done, and it's like, you know,
and I'm
this
available.
TV show,
you know, they just
you are
need to
available.
call.
This TV show is really like, if we look at the history of Halo with 343, you know, they've tried to change what it is and put their mark on it and change who the chief is and change all these things, right? And it's been nothing but backlash ever since. The TV show, they're like, we're going to do a fresh timeline. So it is their purest version of Halo. You know what I mean? Like this is what they would do to the games if we would let them. And it was just shit. And it's like, you know, they shouldn't have a license to make this. They shouldn't have a license to make the games. The rumor during the week that 343 was going to be a bit more like World's Edge and just oversee development. Again, I'm not even sure I like that. I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't know who should oversee development, but it needs to be just not. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know what I want anymore. It's like that thing where it's like I'm so like, what's the expression? I can't remember what the expression is, but it's like I don't even recognize myself anymore as a Halo fan. I don't even know what I want anymore. I can't even remember what I wanted out of Halo 4. I can't remember what they should have done. I'm just like, you know, they get one thing right and they get 40 things wrong. You know, like the Halo Infinite campaign wasn't terrible, but my God, it was like a quarter of the size it needed to be and had a quarter of the moments that it needed to have. And this TV show is just their purest form of storytelling, and it's just shit. And I'm at the point where I think some other people need to have a go at Halo. So, like, instead of 343 producing the Halo TV show at Paramount, I wonder what would have happened if Paramount could have just made the Halo TV show. May have still been shit, I don't know. But we know, like, if 343 is like, oh, we want to make a season 3, I know that's going to be bad, you know? But what about if the Halo TV show was just given to Amazon? And I was like, see, have a crack at it, you know? I don't know, you know, give it to HBO, see what happens. Like, someone else just needs the creative freedom. And it's like, I can't remember exactly what happened to the Halo movie back in like 2007 or whatever, but it was a similar thing. Like, Microsoft wouldn't let a director do their thing, but they've let 343 do their own thing. You know, like they've let them put their mark on Halo and it's awful. So I kind of feel like someone else deserves a chance to leave their mark on Halo. And if it's awful, well, it can't be any worse, you know? But maybe we hit magic. That's my thoughts. I'm not mad that it's cancelled. I'm mad that it existed.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't want to be clear. Like, not everything in the TV show was awful. Like, there were some good times.
You haven't seen season 2 yet, so.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I'm going to stop there. Tell us, Carl, how do you feel? As someone who has seen season 2.
I'm so happy it's over. I'm so happy I don't have to go back to Paramount Plus, hopefully ever again. But, look... I want to be, you know, we try to look at it from both angles, you know what I mean? And we try to be like, you know, I'm just happy it's gone. Like, I can't even be nice about it. Like,
it wasn't helping the IP.
It wasn't helping Halo. It wasn't helping Paramount. Like, it was
season 1 might have, to be fair, helped Paramount.
You know what? I don't think it did at all. You know why? Because now people are only going to think about, if Paramount announces a new show, they're going to be like, Halo. You know what I mean? Like that, the damage is done, right? Sure, season 1 brought in an influx of people, right? But season 1 wasn't good. You know what I mean? Yeah, like it's put a freaking scar on Paramount right now. Like, they are scarred forever. There's a Halo scar on them, just like there's a Halo scar on 343. Like, whenever they're going to be involved with something now, there's just going to be that question of like, well, Halo. You know, 343 do a brand new IP, Halo. You know, they were responsible for that. Is this really going to be any good? Oh, Paramount's got a new show coming out. Oh, really? Yeah. But they were responsible for Halo. I mean, they weren't, but people are dumb. They're going to think that. You know what I mean? People will associate this train wreck with them. And I know there are people out there that like the show. Okay, that's fine. You can like the show. Like, there was a literal conversation I had last night on stream about people can have opinions. Like, I'm not going to come after somebody that enjoys the Halo TV show. I don't. And I gave it a shot. You know what I mean? Like, I like some concepts from season 1. And then they did what 343 does with the games and dropped them all when the next season came. They just completely threw them away. So
Every game.
why, like, I'm glad that unlike 343, Paramount aren't going to throw my time away for another freaking 40 hours. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, you know what? Nah, it's not happening. It's not doing good. People don't like it. People complain. The actor for Master Chief is too mouthy, not just in the show, but in general. Like, come on, man. Like, don't tell me what Halo is, dude. I don't need you on Twitter trying to tell me what Halo is. I know what Halo is. You're the motherfucker that needs to convince me that you know. That's the difference here. You know what I mean? You're stepping into my arena, not the other way around. But yeah, he needs to calm himself.
You don't have to watch the show.
100%.
It's not in the Halo timeline.
100%.
Like, it's not like we have to consume it for the games to make sense or anything.
He's like, oh man, like the fact that this guy never takes his helmet off, da 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 da. Yeah, because for the longest time, Master Chief represented us, dickhead, which is what you're supposed to be doing now. But no, you keep taking it off every chance you get. I knew you were going to be bad when you got your ass out. Like, what the hell, man? I didn't need to see the Chief's cheeks. Jack loved it though. For everyone at home, you can't see his face right now because I got Chief on the screen, but he was just like, Chief's cheeks. He loves it. No, like, I'm glad it's gone because there's not going to be another year of people complaining about a franchise that I hold so close. You know what I mean? Like, Halo is still so important to me because there are memories I have with, like, there are the good times of, at the moment, still outweigh the bad. There's a chance for 343 to drop even more games and completely fuck up the tally, you know what I mean? Oh, dude, honestly, yeah. But no, I'm kind of glad it's gone. I don't know where they were. I have an idea of where they were going to take season 3, and it's just not going to happen. I mean, like, the fall of Reach could have been the entirety of season 2. And
I can't believe it wasn't.
It happens in 20 minutes in one episode. That's it. It's fucked. And you want to know what the best... So here's how I know... Here's how I know that the Halo show just didn't give a fuck, right? The Fall of Reach happens, right? It happens 5 minutes into an episode, and it goes for about 20 to 40 minutes. The whole Fall of Reach happens in a 20 to 40 minute period, right? Fall of Reach, right, was the Spartans defending their home. That was the whole point, you know what I mean? The Spartans were going to defend Reach. They were going to armor up, get ready, and, like, just go for it. All the Spartan armor, all the Mjolnir armor was taken off planet before the assault on the planet happened. So no Spartans are in armor at all. So it's impossible to tell who's a Spartan and who's a soldier. It takes place... The entirety of the Fall of Reach would want you to believe it takes place in one building, and it happens on a bridge for a little bit. And they kill some very crucial characters to Halo lore that should still be there, but because they bastardized the whole thing, they didn't really care. Like, it was the Fall of Reach that made me realize that, like, when it was an official canon event, you know, like everything before, like season 1, you know, you could be like, okay, like, this is their interpretation of how Chief met Cortana and all that sort of stuff. We don't really get to see that in the games, you know? Like, at the point we get with Chief, him and Cortana have already formed a relationship, you know, Reach has fallen. This is them doing a thing. But we know what happens when Reach falls. We know how Reach fell. We know the players when Reach fell. So the fact that the show took what could have been hours and hours of conversation, lore, interesting political viewpoints on a fall of a planet, on a fall of a militarized planet. They were like, aliens show up, Spartans not here. Oh, and most of the Spartans are not there. You only see 3 Spartans in the whole episode, and that's Chief and the Dingleberries. And legit, like, after that, like, just the show just goes off the rail. Like, it's so bad, and it's like 20 minutes of just pure agony. And yeah, so I'm so glad I don't have to sit through... Spoilers, season 3 was going to be them on the ring, because that's how season 2 ends. Like, they land on the ring, and season 3 was...
See someone's comment, like, we finally got to the ring and now it's cancelled. They're like, yeah, that's rough.
But the problem is... So, spoilers. But what we were going to do on the ring was going to be shit. Like... it was going to be Chief and his girlfriend on the run, most likely, on the ring, you know, just them against the world, you know, Pretty Woman, except, you know, Chief's not a prostitute, you know, that's basically what it was going to be, and it was going to be terrible. The other good thing in season 2 is there's a fight between Chief and an elite, and it happens twice, and the second time Chief fucks, and it's really good, and then you're reminded that Chief has a girlfriend that isn't an AI, and it just falls apart. But no, I'm glad season 3 got cancelled. I'm glad the whole show got cancelled, and I think if they try to do this again, I think they need to just scrap this whole thing, and if they try to do it again, just reboot it, just follow the games a bit more closely, adapt. You know, adapt. That's what we want from Halo. We want an adaptation. Unless you want to do whole new characters, don't touch Chief. Go for it. You know what I mean? Do your weird little shit in space.
Oh, I remember the Hunt for Truth podcast from Halo 5's marketing cycle. Look, I know that podcast ended up probably not helping the game, which is, again, 343's fault. But that podcast was so fucking interesting because it was like an in-world thing that was so adjacent to the story. And I would love a movie, TV show, fuck a sitcom even, I don't fucking know, but just something that sort of expands the world. But I don't think it necessarily has to be following the Spartans.
Oh, I'd rather a show that follows ODST, to be honest.
Yeah.
I feel like...
Hell, I would rather a show that follows employees of some office in like the main city on Reach, you know, New Mombasa or something. Like, wait, that's on Earth. I can't remember. Doesn't matter. Just anything. But yeah, ODST I think are more relatable in that sort of format.
Yeah, I think you do an ODST show, right, and you don't show a Spartan at all, and you're following these guys. Spartans are a legend at this point, you know, like they're out there, but no one's really seen them, but yes, they are known to be there.
Before they were like announced.
Exactly. Like you know what? You start it, and then about episode 3, you have like, you know, have some guys that have dropped, meet up with the team we're following for the show, and be like, yo, there's like those aliens out there are crazy. Like, oh yeah, like make the Covenant really seem like a threat for a few episodes, and then be like, but you know, something saved us. Oh, what saved you? I don't know. It came from the sky just like we did, but it was not us. Like it was not one of us, but it absolutely tore them apart. I don't know what it was. I'm just happy it's on our side. And then you just let it go for a little bit. You know, you focus on the story you're telling with this team, and then, you know, last episode you have the team in this like you end the penultimate episode on them being in like dire straits. Like, oh shit, this is done. This is over. We're not going to make it. Like, we are absolutely fucked here. Like, have a character die. Like, you know, all that sort of shit. Build it up, and then just like end the episode. And then you're like, oh fuck, what's going to happen next week? Holy shit! Like, you know, they're probably going to kill everybody. If you want to be crazy, call the last episode "End of Everything" or something like that. You know, make it real. Like, oh no, die straight. And what you do is like you start the episode, you have them fight it off for a while because you don't want to emasculate them straight away. You want them to stay strong. You want it to be like, yeah, these are the guys. And then it's like you make the audience come to the realization that these characters that they're falling in love with over the last like 50 hours of their life, like, holy fuck, like, it's like, oh my god, they're actually going to kill these guys off. That's crazy. And then you just drop a Spartan from the sky. You drop Chief. Like, that's when you introduce Chief into a Halo show. He's not the focus of the show, but you drop him. And he's like there, and he just fucking wrecks house. Like, you show why Spartans are so fucking famous, so fucking badass, and so renowned throughout the galaxy. Like, you show why one Spartan is worth 100 people, you know? Like, he just tears ass and just absolutely rips them to shreds. And I think that would be a really cool thing to do.
Like, yeah, and like maybe the fight, like the ODST, like just losing, and then like a Covenant carrier shows up or something, and that's when like the Chief drops in.
Yeah.
Like, just, yes.
Even throw the "I need a weapon" line in there or something crazy. Like give us something that lets us know that it's Chief.
Earned.
Yeah.
It didn't feel earned when that line dropped in episode fucking 4 or whatever of the TV show. Felt like a joke, honestly. Oh man, good to see it go.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I mean, I want to be like, it sucks for everybody involved who's like lost out on a job now, but also like, it's also good for them because now when somebody asks them what they do for work, they don't have to tell people they work on the Halo show anymore. So Silver lining.
Yeah, you're right though. It does suck because like I'm sure a lot of the crew worked on season 1, then season 2. Like, you know, it'd be nice to hear Paramount spinning something else up using that crew, but
Yeah.
yeah. In terms of being a fan of the show, it was rough. It was rough.
Yeah,
Right,
mate.
mate, what was the surprise?
The surprise happened last night, and I was very excited. So I don't even know what Barros and B were talking about last night on stream. They were waffling on about some camera or some bullshit when suddenly my phone was like, ring a ding ding, motherfucker, check me out. And I'm like, what's going on? And I pick it up, mate. They announced Splitgate 2, and I can't tell you how fucking excited I am. So we love Splitgate 1. Let's put that out there. Like, before Halo Infinite, we vibed with that game. And it was like, hey, I still vibe with it now. I was literally playing it the other week. I think Splitgate's great. I like going back every now and again, jumping through a portal. It's good fun. Plus, the platinum's a fucking grind. Because you know you got to win 1,047 games to get one of the, to get a there's a trophy. You got to win 1,047 games.
1,047.
Yeah, you got to win 1,047 games because the studio's called 1047. That's their studio name, and they were like, "Oh, people go play this forever." So I'm on the grind. But yes, 1047 have announced Splitgate 2, and press start because they're just press start's just the best. They have an article up on the website, so I'm going to read through that, and then we're going to geek out because I have some thoughts. So the original Splitgate was a bit of a minor success. I already disagree with this article. Splitgate was a success. It was amazing. It was everywhere. Everybody loved it. Everyone was like, man, if Halo comes out and is shit, at least you got Splitgate. And thank God we had Splitgate. When it launched in early access all the way back in 2019, eventually making its way to consoles in 2021. Now, I have to admit, I didn't even know it went into early access in 2019. I didn't jump on that bandwagon until Halo Infinite was coming. You know what I mean? I think it was like a Gamescom trailer or something like that, maybe, where it was like, hey, we're finally coming out on console. Because I'm pretty sure it was like on PC for
Something like
that duration. And then it was like, hey, we're coming to Xbox and PlayStation. And it was like August, I think it was, 2021 is when we jumped on, and we were on that thing until December. But yeah, man, it was around for a while. Then the game launched in full in 2022. The game started as a Portal-inspired school project developed in a dorm room at Stanford University, and then took off in a huge way in its earliest public demos. Developers Ian Prullo and Nicholas Bagamian, I'm bad with names, Bagamian, were eventually able to fund the game for real and saw a good amount of popularity through beta periods and the final launch. Now, 1047 Games have finally unveiled its follow-up, Splitgate 2, which is slated to launch PC and consoles in 2025 as a free-to-play title. The sequel is being developed in Unreal Engine 5, and now seasonal teams of developers with a now seasonal team of developers promising a much more confident and polished experience with plenty of lessons learned from development and release of the original. Features promised in the next game include new character models, maps, weapons, portal walls, and portals, even a narrative universe filled with lore, including free Splitgate 2 comics already available to read in a dedicated companion app. Open that up, remember that for later. So yeah, basically here's the rigmarole for them. Suit up and portal into action as an elite ace in Splitgate 2. Dash around the battlefield as an agile arrows. Control the chaos as the time manipulating Meridian, or devastate your opponents with the raw power of the Sabrisk. Take control on Ozone, a flying super yacht, while your friends hold off other teams portaling in from all sides. Find your moment, then claim victory and the spotlight as hundreds of thousands of fans cheer you on. I am so excited. Splitgate is evolving. Like, this is an evolution, which is crazy because, like, Splitgate, great game, was amazing. And I have to say, I feel like these developers did a really, 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 really good job when they left Splitgate. They said they were stopping development. I think they stopped development sometime early 2023, around there, I believe. That feels about right.
I can't remember. It might have been slightly earlier than that, but well over a year ago.
Yeah, a while ago. So yeah, basically when they left the game, they had a battle pass that would continue on for a long, long time. Basically, once you get to the top tier, after that, you accumulate points that you can then use in the store where all those cosmetics are, as well as like XP boosts and loot drops and all that sort of stuff. Like it just constantly gives you items until basically you have everything. I would assume it's a way for you to the fast track you to get everything in the game, which is good because it's like there was quite a bit that they added over their time with the game, so it would make sense that it's going to take a little while for you to get everything. But the fact that we're getting a sequel, like when they left Splitgate, they said, hey, we have stopped development on Splitgate because we want to go work on something new. We're going to take all the lessons we've learned from Splitgate 1 in order to create a new experience that we can't wait to share with you guys. The new experience is a sequel, which to me personally feels like A, the right choice, B, a surprise, and C, I'm just so happy they're doing it. Like when they were like, we're crafting a new experience, I'm like, that's cool, but I really like Splitgate, and I really would have loved to have seen what Splitgate could do if, they continued on with it. But the back of your mind is like, yeah, it's a school project, it was something they were just like mucking around with, makes sense. But the fact that Splitgate 2 is probably going to feel more like here's our first real attempt at a game. Like, this isn't a school project. This is us taking what we've learnt, taking the money that we made from the first one. This is what we wanted Splitgate to be. Like, it's exciting. Like, new abilities. Like, we see them throw a portable portal, which is a weird thing to say. But, like, yeah, so in Splitgate 1, how it worked, you shot at specific walls. Like, it wasn't like you could just open up a portal anywhere. It was specific walls. But although, if you look at the trailer, it actually kind of sort of looks like there's going to be some maps where you can literally just shoot a portal at anything. Which excites me a little bit, but is also like, I think the good thing about having specific areas was you could like strategize a bit more. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, like a portable portal that you can just throw a device down, opens up a portal to somewhere else, probably somewhere you've shot earlier. Like that idea. I like the fact that like in the heat of battle, like the last thing you're doing is looking for a freaking wall to shoot a portal. If you can just throw one down to get out, that's really cool. Makes things a bit quicker. They're like flying discus. There's like a time manipulation grenade. Like it really feels like they've looked at like, hey, what works in Halo? What works in Splitgate? What works in Titanfall? Let's put it all together and make a really, really solid game. Looks like they're going from literally just being like a nameless person to a class system. Not a hero shooter, a class system. So there'll be different classes that this is just me inferring things. Be different classes that like you might be able to like pick however you want to look regardless. But yeah, I think classes will be an interesting thing. I think that'll create more strategy, especially in the rank space, I think. Because Splitgate rank was a lot of fun. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I don't know if that came across everyone. I'm pretty excited. Aesthetically, it looks really good. I think being in Unreal Engine 5 is going to make it run really well. I think everything we've seen from a cinematic standpoint and a cinematic trailer, no real gameplay, just like looks at what maps could potentially look like. Look, it looks good. Like, I think it looks really good. They've said we're going to hear more from them in August, so August would have me believe that Gamescom is where we're going to hear a little bit more. Perhaps opening night live, we get a gameplay trailer, which would kind of make sense because I'm pretty sure it was either Summer Games Fest or Gamescom in 2021 where we got the trailer that was basically like it's coming to console, and then IGN did an IGN First the month after that, and then it came out the month after that. So I don't know, I'm going off memory here. I could be completely wrong. But no, I'm excited. I've waffled on. Mate, are you excited for Splitgate 2?
Oh, very much. I could see, August Gamescom, maybe release in the first half of next year. That'd be kind of cool. I don't think the game... I think the game's not going to be like... it's not going to be like 7 times bigger and better than the last one. I think it's just going to be improving all the systems, making it tighter, adding all the new features on top, Unreal Engine 5. Like, I think it's going to be a true, amazing sequel. I just don't think we should, like... I just don't want to get carried away thinking it's going to be something it's not. I still think it's going to be an arena shooter. It's still going to be tight maps, a few creative maps. But I think it's going to be like, be like Destiny 2 to Destiny 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's...
That's why I use the word evolution.
Splitgate.
You know what I mean? It's an evolution. It's not like a reimagining of what they like want Splitgate. I think this is what they wanted Splitgate to be originally, and they've just evolved their concept to what they always imagined it would be, which is exciting.
I do think I anticipate that like the first game was very much like, oh, this is like Halo, this is like Portal, this is like that. The second game won't be able to escape that, but I do think it's gonna cement itself as its own franchise.
Yep.
Whereas I think Splitgate 1's amazing, but it forever lives in the shadows of every other game around it. And and it's a bold game. I'm not that's not a criticism, but I think Splitgate 2 will find its way, which I'm excited to see. I'm very excited. I was surprised to see it coming to Xbox One and PS4 though, and that's probably what makes me think it'll still be a very 6v6 arena shooter. Like, it's not going to be, we're not all of a sudden going to see like a new crazy shit attached to it. Like, it's still just going to be the Splitgate formula. But I don't know if that's a bad thing. I'm excited though. I'm very excited. It's free to play as well.
Yeah, free to play.
That's another
good time.
Really interesting note there.
Good time. Mate, do you want to know what else is free to play right now?
What's that?
The bloody Concord open beta, mate. Now, we played the closed beta last weekend. We're going to jump into the open beta this weekend. I'm sure we'll have final thoughts, like, maybe next week, see how it goes with, like, it being open and all that sort of stuff. But I just want to touch on Concord. Pretty damn good, in my opinion. And there's a lot of people on the internet that would disagree with that, and you are more than welcome to disagree with that. But taking politics and bullshit out of the equation, Concord's a damn good video game. Feels good to play. Characters are cool. No, I think I like Concord a lot, to be honest with you.
It's way better than I thought it was going to be. Like,
I wanted to hate it, and I don't. So I hate that I don't. But I'm glad that I like it.
I didn't want to hate on it to be a hater. I wanted to hate on it because I don't have room for another game.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I wanted it to be bad, so I knew I wouldn't have to find time for it. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I wanted. Yeah.
Whereas now I'm looking at about a $60 game that I'm probably going to have to purchase day one and play at least twice a week. So that's great.
My God.
That's really great. Look, I've got concerns. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not sure if it being a $60 game. I'm glad that it is in a lot of ways, but I don't think it's gonna be a good thing for the game. Because when they inevitably have to go to free to play in March to keep the player numbers up, what are they gonna give us for paying $60? You know what I mean? I don't think the game's gonna succeed population wise. The open beta has barely eclipsed 2,000 people on Steam. Like, that's rough, That's and look, I'll check again tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, it's a Friday arvo, half the internet's down, or half the companies on planet Earth are down. There's a lot going on today. So maybe we give it the weekend, see how it comes out the other end. I'm a little nervous that everyone, like you and I, didn't want the game to be good, but unlike you and I don't think a lot of people are giving it a crack. That's my worry.
Which is sad, because that reflects on the game. A game that is not terrible. It actually, like, just to put it in perspective, it's a hero shooter, 5v5. You pick a hero, you go in. They're all great except for Starchild, and it's just a lot of fun. And I think it's like more people need to play it. People are looking at it and being like, I hate pronouns. This game is like trying to do something I don't appreciate. It's like, yeah, but you can ignore all that and enjoy the game. Like, I feel like you should just play it, and then if it feels good to play, I think playing it and then making a decision on it is what people should do, rather than come into this having already made a decision. What makes this game dead on arrival is that people have already decided that it is, and they're not willing to give it a chance. You know what I mean? And that sucks, because it could be a game that could evolve into something great. You know what I mean? A proper Overwatch competitor. Like, we haven't played Marvel Rivals yet, but for all intents and purposes, that sounds like an Overwatch competitor as well. But I don't know. I'm vibing with this like a lot, and I enjoy the characters a lot, and I think just like watching the cutscene and then watching the new one from this week, like, it's very charming. Like, it's like a very charming game. The gameplay loop is actually quite good. The modes that they have in the game at the moment are quite fun. This week they've unlocked that mode in the middle, so we have a new mode to play this week, which is a lot of fun. And a new map as well. Yeah, look, all like it just sucks that like this game is probably not going to succeed because people have already decided that it shouldn't. And it's just a little annoying and a little sad because it's another reason I really wish the game was bad, because it just sucks when when playing a really good game that I know I'm probably not going to get to play for a long time. Even though I feel like it deserves a bit more time, I don't think it's as bad as people say. I think people have become very everyone's a fucking expert these days on video games. You know what I mean? Everyone's an expert on what's good and what's bad. I think people need to go back and remember what video games used to be and some of the video games that are coming in today and realize that maybe Concord's not as bad. Are there hiccups? Absolutely. There are little nitpicky things that annoy the fuck out of me about that game, but they're not like game breaking. They're fixable. You know what I mean? They're like they are things that can be taken care of. You know, they don't have to rip the game apart and put it back together, cough, cough, Suicide Squad, in order to make the game, you know, sellable. I do agree, though. I think it needs to be free to play. I think it will go free to play. I think we're going to see when the game launches. No, you know what? I shouldn't say I think we're going to see. I think it would be smart that when the game launches, they take the X Defiant approach. So, like, X Defiant, every weekend's a double XP weekend at this point. So, maybe we need to just take that first month of, like, Concord and make Friday to Monday free-to-play weekend. Like, just get people in, fill the servers on a weekend, like, you know, have people fall in love with the game that way. You might get some more sales, but then it also might make them realize that, hey, we should just make it free-to-play weekend all the time. Like, we should just make it free-to-play. And then what you do is the people that paid $60, you give them a year's worth of battle passes. You say, here you go, here's a year's worth of battle passes. That's what you paid for. You've got now a year's worth of content to basically come in and grind out and all that sort of stuff. Like, I'm sure that'll make the people that... Because people paying for this game clearly want to play the game. I don't think it's going to be one of those things where everyone's just buying it so they can get in. I'm sure there are people that are going to hate buy it just so they can come in and make people's lives miserable. But, no, I think it will eventually go free to play. I just hope it does it sooner rather than later, because it actually is quite a fun experience. At least I've had a good time. I think it's a fun time. I wish I didn't like it. Just so, yeah, like, I wouldn't have to find a place for it in the constant rotation of video games that we have on the go.
Yeah, well said. And I mean, it's unique enough, you know, like, there's a lot of similarities. You're always going to compare it to Overwatch and all those things, but it's a bit more unique. It's a bit more slower paced as well. I find there's a little bit more strategy involved and teamwork and things of that nature. So, you know, I think it's, what I would say is it's an open beta weekend, definitely worth a go, you know? Definitely worth a crack.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully over the next couple of days the numbers jump up and we see a few more people on it. I don't know, it feels weird to really like a game that's like this unpopular, to be honest. I don't know. It happens from time to time, but for a PlayStation first party game it feels kind of weird.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, it should just be successful by default. But here we are.
True.
Very interesting. We should probably, maybe after this open beta weekend, we'll have some proper thoughts next week.
Yeah.
Maybe dive a bit more into the game.
I definitely want to do a dive in, talk about just the way it plays is very interesting. And I feel like I could spend like a good hour just talking about like how it's actually changed the way I approach hero shooters as well. It's crazy that a beta is like, I put so much time into it that I'm like, man, like I feel like I'm approaching this all wrong and this is wrong. And now I'm going to play this a bit different. Like I felt it playing, I think it was like X Defiant the other night. I approached X Defiant different from playing this game. Like it's the fact that it is slower paced has like taught me to sort of slow down, which is good. But yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it more next week. But yeah, Concord open beta is out right now. If you want more Concord content, you can check out the YouTube, One Up Games YouTube. There's a whole bunch of videos going up at the moment. We've got like top 5 free gunners to try during the beta, as well as we've got like we're in the middle of putting up gameplay for every single free gunner. So check that out if you're interested in character, you want to know how they play, you want to know how it all works, check that out. But yeah, well, mate, that's going to do it from us this week, I think. Thank you very much for joining me, mate.
Thank you, as always, for having me.
Oh, mate, anytime. And thank you, everybody, for listening. Really do appreciate it. Remember, if you want to keep up to date with everything going on with One Up, you can head over to oneupgames.com. gamescast.com. That's got links to everything, the Discord, the various locations of the podcast, the YouTube, the Twitch. We'll be streaming Concord over on Twitch over this weekend, Saturday night, so definitely come and check that out if you want. But yeah, feel free to join the Discord to keep the conversation going, and yeah, subscribe to the YouTube and hit the notification button to keep up to date with all the videos that are going up. We have a lot of content going up lately. The grind has been on at 1UP lately, so please support us by checking out the content, leaving a like, leaving a comment. I reply to every comment, every single one. Every single one. So whether it's good or bad, I'll reply to you. Yeah, that is going to do it from us this week, guys. Thank you so much for listening. We really do appreciate it. Until next time, may all of your games be good ones, and we will catch you guys next week. Bye, everybody.